well. We're going to start in 10, 9. Again, welcome. It is going to be Learning League episode 4 with L3RD. The episode be titled Riding Solo. Again, welcome to this glorious day of May 8th, 2012 on 2 p.m.-ish, 2 p.m. 02, 03. It's turning a little bit. Over in the GMT, I think it's like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock over there, but you know, I'm from the East Coast, American, you know, all that other good stuff over here. Again, you can check out the new sponsors on top. I can't really see because it's kind of weird, but it's all over there. We got BenQ, we got Antec, we got Zowie. Again, my name is L3RD. I am the bird trying to say some words to you. Again, check me out on Definitive Esports, d-esports.com, but you know, check all that stuff all around me. Anywho, we are going to be doing episode 4, Learning Leagues Riding Solo. So you've learned more or less, you know, the basis of the game between the first episode and the third episode. We first touched on carries, AD, AP carry, mid and bottom. Then we went on solo top and I think jungle for the lone wolf, and lastly but not least, we did work on supports as I carry. And the last episode not uploaded just yet, but it's gonna be uploaded pretty soon. But you know, check that out soon enough. But you know, we've worked more or less on the basics of the game, and you want to excel more. You fancy your chances as a new player, want to make more impact on the new player. So you know, you want to be really engrossed in the game, or really just wanted to have more fun with the game. So you want to get more competitive in league. You want to be solo maybe? Well, if you want your team here tomorrow big, or if you just want your fandom to get a little bit higher in League of Legends, well, let's take it to the next level, and that's what you're going to be learning here today on Riding Solo. But first, we got a question from one of our admins from Definitive Esports, Chris. He wanted to talk about orb blocking / how do you stop / stop move, attack move / carry, and when do you want to do that. So then we're going to show you an example really quickly. I think I went borderless. Yeah, I'm going to go borderless real quick and let you see this kind of clip. So right quickly, this guy right here, his name is CRS Sedesco. Sedesco is a pretty top level. Well, I think my YouTube's going to crash, so I'm going to refresh that. But Sedesco is a really top level player. He does really well in...
Yo, this is Tintin Akuma here, bringing you...
in some things, and pretty much does really well in his time when he has to fill in for a curse. But he's a top level player, I do agree. And orb blocking is the thing that we want to teach you. It's pretty much the attack move kind of kiting issue that you see with predominantly AD carries, because AD carries kind of rely on attacking and doing damage through just their normal attacks, not like abilities like AP carries or solo top or even jungle sometimes. But really it just relies on AD carries. So here's an example of actually that movement real quick. So blah blah blah, I'm gonna die, yay, okay, cool. Okay, so this guy right here, Sedesco, he's gonna go do this thing called orb moving. So orb moving is pretty much attack movement. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as in SE2 as stutter stepping. Pretty much what you do is you kind of kite yourself to have your attack speed match your attack cancellation. So we're gonna see it in action right now. And he's going to do that, and it's going to do that, and it's just going to keep on doing that. Pretty much, you just time your attacks so that when you can refresh it, you can just go ahead and attack again. And a quick, really simple thing, you can use I think the shift click key, shift or right click, which is your attack move, and then go backwards. So pretty much what you would be doing, you would have to go backwards first, so you have to move back, and then you have to shift click onto wherever your target is, or the vicinity of your target. Or you can just use the A move button, which is another thing that StarCraft 2 players I think sometimes kind of use for stutter stepping, and just click backwards and then use the A move quick, and then get that kiting in as well. It's all dependent on the skills as well. So you saw Sedesco. Let's go really quickly. It's like a 4-second clip anyway. Yeah, Sedesco using his a mystic shot first to kind of kite it, and then kind of do just all the damage right there. It all depends on the character, but you can do it just basically practicing wise. You can do it on double golems. That's where I usually practice it. If you see me on stream, I usually practice it also on just the dragon or baron, but usually just use it on neutral minions to kind of get the attack speed down. But definitely does really good work, and also you can actually kill people pretty fast without actually taking damage, and that's actually the #1 key as an AD carry. Put in damage, but not taking as much damage as well. Okay, so we went over a little bit of that, so we're gonna talk about something. Let's go talk about something. Here there's this thing, kind of new. I think he has some arrow thing. I think he does damage with 80 as well. Let's go look at him. I think his name is Varus, maybe? Varus, the Arrow of the Retribution, maybe? I don't know. But actually, we are going to be looking into the first part of this episode is actually going to be looking into Varus, the new champion for League of Legends. I've had the favor or privilege of actually looking into this champion first, actually at PAX East. If you don't know, that happened a month ago, but it was really cool watching him play and then seeing a new AD champion. And one of the main roles I play as Alter AD, I kind of play AD carry / bot lane / solo top, but my AD carry is probably my most favorite of the groups right now, just because it's just always fun to carry at the end of the game. So let's go look at the stats for Varus right quickly. Varus is a AD champion or attack damage champion. You can build him AP, but it's not really that great. So Varus, you can see the stats right here. Again, you can check out this link. I'll put it up on the description, but it's the wiki link for it. So wikia.com/wiki/Varus, the Arrow of Retribution port. I'll put that link later on. But pretty much, you're gonna have a little passive where it gains Varus on a kill gains attack speed. So if you don't know who Ezreal's passive is, after he uses his ability and does damage something with that ability, he gains a 10% attack speed up to 5 stacks, which is 50%. Varus, on the other hand, when he kills a minion, gains attack speed of 20%, while he kills a champion or gets assist for that, it's 40%. So he has a kind of attack speed story that is kind of like Vayne's final hour, but kind of just every time you kind of kill things, it'll work out even better. Piercing Arrow, which is his Q ability, is the long range kind of missile barrage ability that Corki has, but on a steroid of Q. So when Riot says that OP champions are OP in the beginning, he's kind of I mean, he's actually balanced for what he is, but he has a lot of good skills already from the start. This Q is a straight line arrow shot. It's a skill shot, but you can charge it up and do massive tons of damage with his Q. You see right here. Blighted Quiver is his W ability. His W ability is pretty much the same ability as Vayne's W ability, where Vayne just stacks up counters to do true damage after the third shot or so. Blighted Quiver is almost the same thing, only it does magic damage, and it actually damages around the target as well, which is I didn't know that part, but he actually does extra damage after 2 or 3 stacks. Halo Arrows is pretty much the slow ability for Varus. His only, well, technically his ultimate is his escape ability as well, but his only real escape ability is his E ability. It just fires a group of arrows onto the ground. It's like Graves' W smoke screen. So pretty much it slows down the character. It gives a heal debuff. It's what I just found out right now, and it slows down the character. It heals debuff, and it does that for 4 seconds. That's really, really a long time. Lastly but not leastly, we'll see his ultimate. It's Tendrils, or Chain of Corruption, which releases Tendrils. It's the same thing almost like Morgana's Ult, where it kind of stun locks one character, and if there's other champions around, it'll actually stun lock the other champions all around. So we're going to be looking into a game really quickly. Hello. There's a Varus right over here, and there's a Varus over here as well. Just me looking at this game really quickly, and I'm going through it. Let me go put the sound back on, and I will kind of tell you what is happening, what skills and stuff like that. So let's do it. new spectator mode, I can pause the game, and I've been holding this game for about 40 minutes, so pretty cool indeed. So we have Varus. Varus is the AD champion right over here. It's also on the other side. He does, you know, kind of good damage at the early game. I think his later game is probably the best thing, but his mid game is probably one of the strongest as well. He does a lot of bit of damage when he can, but it's gonna be really quickly his Q, which you just saw right here. Sorry, his Q, which you just saw right here, is, you know, that little arrow shot that you saw that, you know, that Varus used. Try to clear the minions. Usually you use it for either minion clearing or just poking, and a lot of poke is going to be happening pretty soon, I would say. You see him charge it up again, trying to just blind shot. His range for that Q is just amazing though. His Q range is just god amazing, and it can go through targets as well, which is really, really scary. His W ability, which I think both Varuses have, Blighted Quiver, you'll see it like when this Varus just kind of stacks up and does what he can. He just uses that to farm kind of as, you know, just the extra damage and everything. Because Varus is kind of like Vayne, like a slow kind of starter. Like, he can do amazing damage in the beginning, but you have to kind of use the slow start. He has these quivers around him. I'll pause real quick. And you see on the Alistair, you know, that's what the definite big thing, that, you know, if you take too many of those shots and damages, you're just taking dots / you're taking damage all over time, so you don't want that actually happen on you. So don't get kited about that if you're going to be support or even another Varus. Definitely not fun. You're going to see him actually use the arrow, blinding arrow, to actually finish it up and, you know, just do tons and tons of a little bit of damage right there. Okay, so we're going to see that. Let's go, probably we'll skip to like 7, well, that's a little slower. Skip to like 7 minutes. We're going to see the Varus ult and then how the team fight engagement. Really quickly though, what are the abilities? No. What kind of item build would you go for? So right now we see that this Varus is building into pretty much a, I think of Wriggles probably, or something like that. And this one hasn't gone back. Usually, I think probably the most optimal build, you can either do the Corki build or Corki / any AD that kind of relies on AP and AD, because both his skills, his W and his R, are kind of magic damage. I would say that'd be kind of optimal, but I mean, it's not really needed. I think a Vayne build would be probably the best. You want to get your attacks in so you can get that W passive with can't remember the name right now, with Blighted Quiver, and then also just do major tons of damage with just doing a lot of, you know, attacking in. So usual build for AD carry is right now 2 Doran's Blades, 2 either IE or a Bloodthirster, depending on if you're winning lane or losing lane, 2 a Phantom Dancer, 2 pretty much that's pretty much your core. You want to get at least an IE at Zeal by at least 20 minutes so that you can get the damage in or not. I mean, you can also do, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it too much, but Black Cleaver just to help out with the armor reduction as well. But it's all dependent on your kind of style. But general build I would do is 2 Doran's Blades, 2 IE, 2 Zeal, 2 Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper, and then, you know, the rest of the regular AD carry builds, which would be dependent on what you need: armor, magic resist for the next item, and lastly but not least, Bloodthirster. Let's go watch this little last part of the abilities. So Varus is a really, really great champion at just poking down, especially with this Q. Like, he just does, you know, that magic range, but it can go through everything, right? So what we're about to see here is this Varus right here. He doesn't have too much damage, right? He just has his piercing arrows. Piercing arrows doing major stuff to damage, but his hail arrows and blighted quiver are all on level 1. He's about to get level 6, right? Picks up the Chain of Corruption, and he's gonna probably see a Genku kind of soon. Let's go fast enough real quick. Sorry, I kind of just previewed the replay already, so I already know what's gonna happen. But right here, he's in the place for the situation. He doesn't have enough damage, and his Leona is kind of chilling out. We see that Muno is going to kind of be a little bit low while they are going to be charging up. Unfortunately for not, the play is going to be happening right here. So we're going to see Leona go stun down on Muno. Muno's going to get a little bit low, but right here when Alistair engages, When it was a little too far, the other Varus is kind of getting in there, but we're going to see if they're going to actually take this away. Varus is going to come back, going to use that tendrils to get the Alistar. The Alistar is going to be stuck in, right? And then he's going to use that slow right here to slow down Mundo. Mundo is the one that's going to be caught first, and that's going to be sucky. Not only did Alistar just get caught right there by the tendrils, or by his ultimate chain of corruption, the tendrils also got onto Mundo just because it took 2 seconds just Alistar to just kind of kite it right there, and then Mundo just took the damage from there. So from there, it just kind of snowballed the other way, and Varus, the other Varus, actually going to be able to get away just because Alistar is there. They could have focused Alistar just a little bit more and kind of just backed away, but sadly for not, Alistar's going to be able to pick up that kill, and the other Varus is going to be pretty low right now. Right here, this Varus, still at level 5, can't get to level 6 right now soon, so sadly for now, he's going to kind of get kited as well, / killed by Leona. But anyway, so I mean that's kind of the look of Varus. What do you want to do during team fights for Varus in general? Kind of want to stay back, like any other AD carry. You want to stay back and kind of kite as well. But if you find, if we can go back just a little bit, let's see. I'm using new replay system like a boss typically. So if you can find these opportunities where you see them going to be grouping up, just like in Ashel or just like, I don't think there's any other AD carry that kind of has that. But once they're grouped up like this, you want to use your ability of Chain of Corruption with the Q stun, or the Q damage, just to do so much damage. Because right here, this moment in time where they were down 3-2, actually kind of changed the tide just because of his ultimate. And it kind of just, turns the tide. So, say you have like a Morgana ult and you want to follow it up with that ultimate with, God, I can't remember his name, Chain of Corruption. It's just deadly. So, definitely kiting is one thing you're going to have to learn. So, orb walking, it'd be really cool to learn. It's a pretty cool thing to do. But also just, knowing when you want to initiate like that is just like perfect. And overall, what do I think? I think of him, he's a decent AD carry. I think he's better than what Ashe started out with. Actually, Ashe was actually really good. Sorry about that. But he's better than what you would expect. He's not as escapable or elusive, so that's going to be a problem. Like, positioning is one key with Varus that everyone has to kind of see. And it's going to be really sad when you, out-position yourself. But positioning is really key, so just like a Vayne, you kind of have to position yourself right. So, I mean, he's not super overpowered. He does have that ultimate. He does have the D, which is a really long duration of a slow. But, not too bad, I would say. Not too bad at all. And, yeah, that's pretty much it about Varus. I mean, I would say just go buy him yourself if you have time. I would kind of chill out till everybody can, has played him and done stuff. But, chill out and try him out, because he's a really cool champion. Definitely, indeed. Okay, so we are actually going to be chilling out and going to be done with that part of the episode. So, again, guys, this is episode 4, riding solo with L3D, and we're going to be joined up next with someone special. Probably you heard of him before, but we'll see if you remember. So, be right back.